Back at the Tata Motors stand, and it's no surprise that I'm talking about a concept car and getting excited about it, because that's kind of like deja vu from the last expo where we had cars that have now come to market. So we'll talk about that and more with Pratap Bose, who is of course responsible for all of that excitement.
Thank you, Sid.
This is it. I mean, how many years have we spent telling you to do something with the Sierra?
And
You heard it.
We've
You
heard.
heard it.
We've heard. You know, Sierra is a part of our collective social memory, I call it, or cultural.
I mean, I was an
memory.
infant, so.
Yeah. But you know, that's why it's
No, I wasn't, but you know what I'm
that's why
saying.
this memory, you know, especially for our generation who grew up through the 80s and 90s, it meant so much. So we really wanted to do a new Sierra for a new era, which is now.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, and 75th year of the company. Also tribute to the creators of the original one. That vision is outstanding. You remember what the car scene in India was in '91, and when that car
gorgeous.
landed,
Yeah.
you know, and I call it landed because it came from space. So this is for the new generation to really have that same feeling, you know.
You know, the face, you totally still pick up all the new design language cues that you're doing across the range.
Yeah.
So that part is no surprise at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But at the same time, I think the surprise in the, you know, when we posted the first pictures yesterday, for example, people didn't get it. But it's only when you stand next to it that you realize that the proportion is compact.
That's right.
Why was that done? What's the intent?
Again, new era. I think this 4.25, 4.3 meter length is a real sweet spot, Sid, and we don't have a vehicle
You
in
don't
that.
have a car there, yeah.
You know, and so that's why we chose this, because it's not too big, not too small, and it, like I said, it's a sweet spot, and it's a perfect proportion to bring a car like this, which had a lot of visual strength. You know, Sierra was the first lifestyle SUV, so bring that visual strength in a size like this is a challenge, but I think we've done pretty well.
Now, which architecture are we talking about here? This
Alpha.
is
This is Alpha.
not Omega.
So, say, you know, we showed some silhouettes last time, 2 years ago, if you remember.
I was going to go into that actually, saying this picks up from that last conversation.
Exactly. So the HBX, which is 3.85 meters, so short of the Nixon, is the smallest Alpha bookend.
Yeah.
And 4.3 is the largest Alpha bookend. And beyond that, 4.5 and beyond
Then,
is,
because we're talking,
is Omega.
I mean, for perspective, we are basically talking right now with this car sitting between Nexon and Harrier. So just to give you
Exactly
a
right.
perspective.
Exactly right.
Now, come around, because of course, while all of this is great, modern, we've talked about the proportion, it really comes down to that glass,
Yeah.
you know,
That glass
motif, which is what the Sierra was.
Absolutely.
Show car, it's a concept, I
Sorry.
get it, but can you pull off something like that in production?
We could come close. We can of course do this one and the other side. But what we've done is, as opposed to the original Sierra, which had only the two wraparound glasses, we've introduced the sunroof or the moon roof,
So it
which
becomes
gives
a
that effect.
continuous
Yeah.
sort of a-
There will be some structure, of course, but visually we can actually get to this.
But in terms of you know, stuff like even your body shell, crash rigidity,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Something like this is doable.
Yes, it is. It is doable. It is.
That's
doable.
good news,
It is doable.
because you know, when you say Sierra, it kind of has to have that.
It has to have it. Then otherwise it's not a Sierra.
Yeah.
You know.
In terms of interior space, attributes, etc. Now again, this is a concept, so you know, maybe it's a little narrower than what an actual car might end up being. But what's the key focus area that you would look at if this were to go into production?
Look, in this size.
Or can I say when it goes into production?
In this size, actually, we were looking to get 3 rows of seats, you know, in packaging, because that's important. You know, I think you know, a 7-seat product could be very interesting as opposed to the originals. But what we are showing here today is if you are the first and the third row only. You know, so it also hints at a bit of shared mobility. So I'm telling you this you know, probably for the first time in the media.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, there's a you know, we say CESS, so connected, electric, shared, and safe. So that's our corporate approach to future products, and this has all 4 of those attributes.
But something like this, when you approach it from a production thinking, diesel, petrol, electric, of course, you've already mentioned.
Yeah,
but
all 3.
So it is all 3.
Because it's on Alpha.
Yeah. So no, the flexibility is there. But what I'm trying to say is that from from a consumer perspective, where do you see it fitting in? Because mobility-wise, I guess CNG becomes a thing. But
I would definitely lead with electric. A product like this needs to lead with electric, and that's, I think, what it should be. But I think the volumes always have to be sort of bolstered by IC engines. We are still in that phase where the electric mobility or the electric product share is quite low compared to IC. But there's no reason why we shouldn't lead with electric on this. That's what I would love.
Electric Tata Sierra. I mean, I'm just liking the sound of that already. And I'm saying electric. I can't call it EV. It has to be electric Tata Sierra. This sounds nice.
True.
Okay. Now, of course, I should not ignore the other really gorgeous looking thing that you have here on the stand.
The car,
I mean, the car, man. Come on, Pratap. Okay. This picks up from what you showed us at Geneva.
Absolutely.
From a production perspective, how far are we?
From a production perspective, we are months away only.
Because that's what people want to know now.
Literally,
I mean, you already showed the concept version at Geneva.
We are months away.
Is this near production? At least proportion-wise?
So that this is built from production data.
Okay.
So if you look at the door, if you look at a door on a concept car, it's all flash and whatever. This is a
you got the actual.
This is a real. This is all
beading and everything in there.
All the sheet metal. So this is H2X was about 80%. I told you. This is 97.
And it's still it is very close to that. So it's that instantly the H2X.
Yeah.
But in some ways almost chunkier. I don't know how to put that. But
it is.
It seems a little more.
Yes. Little sort of more.
And that's not just from a design perspective, but also from feedback from the market, etc. Did you feel that there was a need to go a little more exaggeratedly SUV?
You know what is happening, I feel, is that
no confusion with hatchback.
Yeah. In this segment, you should not. If you're doing an SUV,
we have only one other car in this segment which is trying to do that, which is the Espresso.
Okay.
You don't have to mention that name. I will.
Okay.
But the thing is that there is that hatchback confusion with that car, and so which is why I'm asking: was there a need to be very definitely?
Absolutely. We didn't want this car to look like it's a hatchback.
Than the car.
That it's a hatchback which went to the gym on one day and came back with a couple of muscles.
Some cladding and some. Yeah.
This was not to be that. This was visually had to be a SUV in a smaller format. That's it. But if you look at the sculpting, the muscle, front and rear, the stance, and not exaggerated wheel sizes. These are all.
Those are nice wheels, though.
Yeah, these are quite nice stubbly wheels. That's in the 3% concept.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not expecting that to make it to production.
But these are real tires. Someone wants to put it, they can do it.
No, but stuff like this. Given the price constraints or the fact that this has to be so much value built into different variants, how much of this can you actually pull off?
This is it.
No, but not just the top variant, for example. How much of this detailing can you pull off in even basic variants?
This will come in all variants. The DRL.
You heard that.
And those lamps will come in all variants.
Okay, so because that's like the signature of the car. In a sense.
Absolutely. And look, why do people buy SUVs? Because it's aspirational.
Yeah.
So when you reduce the size format, it's not that the aspiration reduces.
It's got to stay sexy. Yeah,
exactly.
But that holds true of the interior as well. Your screens and infotainment and stuff like that.
All there.
Do you think you're now in a position with scale as well to be able to offer that across more variants?
This word that you used is extremely important, scale. And what gives us scale? Architecture. This is basically, this and Altros share, a huge proportion of bits and bobs that customer doesn't see, but gives us scale. So to be able to, bring in screens this size, a cluster, all the other technology, we can do that because we have bigger scale now.
5-star rating, of course, on the Altros, which we're all very excited about, and my obsession with this topic.
No, it's a great obsession to have.
Same
architecture.
Yeah, so you'll maintain that standard. I mean, I'm not going to get into a rating because the car's obviously far from being tested.
We don't know that.
But that's just the sort of base premise now.
Absolutely, we are not going to compromise on it. And you know better than most people, and I want to say it
from
again.
the inside, I know it. Yeah, I agree.
And I want to say it as well that the GNCAP rating is given to a nameplate. It's not given to a variant. Yeah. Right. So when your nameplate gets it, every variant has to have
standard.
That.
Safety standard.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So our entry models are XE, for example, or the XE still is 4 or 5-star. So it's not that safety comes at a price or as a variant. This is now our philosophy that it's here.
On this, you can call the entry model, if it's going to have those lights in the front, you can call it sexy.
Ooh,
Call it
yes,
XC.
yes. I'm glad
that's my cheesy one for the day.
No, I'm glad you're using that term for it because it's quite a cool car.
It's totally it's a showstopper.
Oh, thank you.
And you know, you've
Thank
got
you.
a knack of pulling those off. Let's ask you about that. What's the idea? The same
thing.
Toughness.
And no, because a Rhino, even a baby Rhino, I don't know what the baby Rhino is called.
Baby Rhino?
Yeah. But even a baby, I don't know if it's called a calf or whatever, but even a baby Rhino.
Tell us. Post this.
Tell
now.
us what a baby Rhino is called.
Okay.
But a baby Rhino is born tough.
Yeah.
It doesn't become tough. This is what I said earlier. It's not a hatchback. We went to the gym and came back, with a couple of muscles. So this is born tough. That's why the Rhino. The Rhino is a tough little. Well, not little by the time it's grown up.
Yeah.
But it's inherently tough, and that's what we wanted to do.
So what he's essentially telling you is it'll grow up to be a Harrier. Okay. My usual question, I'll always end with that, which is favorite element on this, and then you tell me the favorite element on that.
Wow. Favorite element? I really love the rear lamps.
That's kind of why I brought you back here for the end.
Yeah, I really think it works.
It's a nice detail.
It works well.
This is very nice.
That this undercut,
Yeah.
this sort of tri-arrow pattern that we've got into this car, by the way. Even at this entry point, and this whole rear quarter, I think is very, very successful in terms of
Very
design.
eye-catching.
It's eye-catching. It's eye-catching, and I think there'll be a striking car on the road.
And you said months. Best design feature on the Sierra for you?
Ooh, it's got to be the glass. It's got to be the 180-degree wraparound.
Let's walk to the other side and
Yeah.
show people. Yeah, here we go. This is where you really see it.
It goes all the way. The other thing in terms of treatment, Siddharth, is this is a very clear expression in design in terms of what the platform is.
Yeah.
Electric, that's what the fluting, like a heat sink.
Yeah.
And then what the human capsule is. So it's just 1 and 2, that's it. 2 volumes intersecting with a very, very clear line. So, the statement is very clear in terms of design.
Of course, the one I would want is 2 rows, lots of luggage space. So you'll always have that flexibility.
Yeah.
No, I don't want the 3 row.
Yeah,
I want
you don't
the 2
want
row.
Yeah, of course.
Is what I'm saying.
Of
but
course.
that flexibility you'll always have.
Yeah.
Happy with the buzz?
Very. I couldn't
Does
be...
it top the buzz from the H2X and
It
the...
has. It has.
H5X from the last time?
I think it has because it's such an evocative name. It means so much to so many people. See, there are some people who wrote to me yesterday saying that they showed the images to their father or their uncle or someone.
They got excited.
They had tears in their eyes. The other thing, which is remarkable, is that a lot of times people compliment us on the products. Say, oh, well done, Tata, or whatever it is. This time, on this one, they've said thank you. When you say thank you, means that something had gone away from their lives and we brought it back. So there's a difference saying, oh, excellent, well done, superb, whatever. But when people say thank you, it shows you how much it means.
Strikes a chord, yeah.
How much it means to India.
Well, I'm thrilled because when the last expo we had the H5X concept, I was almost petitioning online with a campaign saying call it Sierra. Remember
Can we campaign for this now?
So now you've already called it Sierra.
Yeah.
So this one certainly gets all the attention and for all the right reasons. And it's great that those reasons come from you and your team. So congrats.
Thank you so much. It's
And
always
do you want to show us the t-shirt?
always great. Yeah, I'll make another reveal or unveil.
Yeah, please.
So
and he's promised me one, and this time you've got it on camera, the promise.
So the legend reborn.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank
Always
you
a
so
pleasure.
much. Thank you so
Good
much.
to see you.
Thank you.